so long before it happens. Because why is an old man jubilating that the government helped him in achieving his dream of having a young girl as a third wife? These are the kind of things that we are encouraging as a people. This is even the third time we are talking about mass weddings sponsored by the so-called governments that we have in power. This is the third time. The first time we had this conversation was the first lady of a particular northern state that I cannot recall. She was hosting mass wedding for orphans.
300.
Oh, I think it was. I think it was within that up to 200 to 300 orphans who had lost, children who had lost their parents. She was marrying them off to men because she thinks, and in her mind, she was doing the right thing. Honestly, I don't want to think what these girls would be going through at a time like this. Aside that, the psychological shifts that they would, in fact, they already even have a shift because in their mind it is a normal thing to get married, right, at an early age. And it's unsettling to think that the government is not even helping the young people do what they ought to do, but they are helping rotten individuals get married to children who have not even started life.
And Ijoma, Chidera, do you know that these people have kids and they're probably not in Nigeria? They will never dream, like this governor now, will never dream of marrying his daughter out to that Agbaya. That's that old man that came out rejoicing that he has a small child as his third wife. This governor now that started this initiative will not carry his own daughter and say, okay, let's lead this movement. Let's lead by example. Okay. And you can see the trajectory and how statistics grew tremendously over time. It started with the Kwankwanso movement with 100 couples, and from 100 couples, boom, to 1,500 couples.
Okay,
Nigeria.
It keeps increasing, but then let's actually look at the money spent, 1.5 billion. Me, I strongly believe this is kind of money laundering scheme, because what is it in that?
So much for people that say that they should not spend money for wedding.
Exactly, and then this money could have been used to provide proper healthcare in these areas, but no, they've used it to do wedding now. And now those children, they are minors, they will get pregnant, they will have to give birth to children, and then maybe one complication or the other, they develop DDF. There is no medical health in place for them to be taken care of. Some might die during childbirth, mortality rate will increase, diseases will increase,
like 40% of them will die during
STDs
childbirth
will increase, and then these men will be like, they always target that girl is wayward.
She's cursed
to do something outside her matrimonial home, or maybe she's cursed. And some will even return these children back to their families and say, we're not doing it again because she does not meet the criteria of a strong African wife to cater to the needs of her husband. And the painful part is that the government of the day is what is supporting and arranging this kind of situation. This is pedophilia in broad daylight, and the fact that we have 1,500 young girls that are out of school, that have no rights to their life to live, and the only thing the government thinks is good for these girls to do is to get married. Who gave birth to these children? 1,500. That seems that at this point in time, at this age, I do not have any other further plans for these girls that they should just go and get married. These are the issues. They make sure they cripple education system so that these girls will not get formal education, they will not get exposed, they will not get the knowledge they're meant to get, and the end product of it is to be shipped up to these men's house.
Ijoma, you know what pains me the most is the fact that I cannot wrap my head around the fact that we have a 1999 constitution and we're supposed to have a government that have sense. We're supposed to have, from presidency to local governments chairman, we're supposed to have people in power that are supposed to uphold, the values and standard of the nation, to also look out for the most vulnerable in the society. It pains me so much because there's now a clash of what that should look like and our lived reality as Nigerians, and there's also a clash of, you know, the 1999 constitution and the Sharia law. And it's so sad that young children in the age of technology and this time can no longer say that their destiny is in their hands and they want to become whatever, or they feel like they can become whatever it is they want to become. It's still a situation of a woman's place is in the kitchen, a woman's place is in the other room, a woman's place is underneath a man sleeping and, you know, molesting her day and night. And you know, another thing that breaks my heart even more, I would like to reiterate, because you just mentioned the sickness that a lot of teenage mothers go through. Sometimes they start passing out urine involuntarily, sometimes like different kind of sicknesses. Let's not even mention infections that these men will go out and bring back to these children, these young women, and then they are subjected to that kind of pain and reality for life. They pop out babies, and the next thing they know is to go and either beg or send their own kids to shortlist for the same program. What a big shame to a nation that is so wealthy, so rich, not
So
just
rich in
in
what?
natural resources.
Yes,
We have
poor.
1.5 billion, and the next baby girl, even if money no dey, 1.5 billion, do you know the infrastructural change that would do?
That's
Do
exactly
you know
what I'm
how
talking
many
about.
medical equipment that will fix?
Let's even say that. Let's even say that they do not prioritize schools, or they do not prioritize education. I can't
Healthcare.
even say these governors are pathetic illiterates, because they are not illiterates, simply because they cannot let this kind of inhumane, they can't extend such inhumane treatments towards their own girl child, towards their own children, right? The politicians are clearly having a good laugh. See, I was arguing with somebody and I was saying that the North are the greatest enemy of Nigeria. Do you understand? I was saying that we cannot even actually move forward as a nation if we do not adjust or amend the stringent laws that have been in existence since I was born. Or if we're talking about moving forward as a people, there are just a lot of things that need to change, and I don't see that happening in this administration or even in the following ones to come.
Because it benefits them. That's why they will never change it.
Anyways, we'll be moving on to our next conversation, which has to do with this one has to do with a man coming out to lament about what he did with his wife that led to, you know, mistaking the mistake that religion made him do. But we'll be moving right into this conversation when we come back from this very break. Remember that you're still plugged into What's Hot on Rhythm 93.7 FM with the What's Hot girlies Chidera, Vera Chico, and Ijama Charles. Don't go anywhere. I just want to sip our coffee and leave you to vibe to this music. We'll be right back.
This is
Welcome back to What's Hot on Rhythm 93.7 FM. Remember that What's Hot is just social media on radio and TV. So every single trendy, relevant social media conversation, trust that we'll be here to always talk about it. It will not pass us by without us talking about it. All right, we'll be moving right into our next conversation for the hour. A Nigerian father went public with a very, very painful regret, saying that his daughter was born with sickle cell because he and his wife were both aware that they were AS and still chose to have a child, believing that their religious faith would protect them from the outcome. A very uncomfortable story, very uncomfortable conversation because, I mean, as I said on TV, this man is foolish. So is his wife. And according to reports, the man and his wife knew about their current genotype. He says that their religious convictions led them to abstain from sex for the 3 years they dated, but they eventually chose to have a child while believing that God would prevent the child from having sickle cell disease. Their daughter was subsequently born with sickle cell disease, and the father now says he deeply regrets the decision. Anyways, now let's take some comments here. This one is from Lanshi, and it says, "This is so avoidable. He knew the genotype consequences. Not like my parents that got married in the 80s without knowing their genotype. He should just teach the girl. He should just teach the girl on how to take her folic acid and hydrate all the time. It helps. Though." This one is from whatever the name is, and it says, "Don't blame religion for your foolishness and wickedness to those children who did not beg you to bring them into this world to suffer. Churches carry out blood tests and advise people against these things, but you decided not to be wise. You've put those babies in everlasting pain." Omola International says, "Religion did not make him do it. It was his stupidity. This is why genotype screening before marriage is so important." Sheun Osewa says, "They looked for a miracle in the wrong place. They could have prevented the SS with a medical miracle called vitro fertilization with pre-implementation genetic diagnosis. During IVF, they would test the embryo for SS and only implant the ones that don't have." Who thought that they have money for this kind of procedure? Now, person wey get money, they always think outside the box. This man was thinking inside the box. I don't even know if he was even in the box.
Thinking in love and religion.
Guy, I was saying on TV that individuals like the foolish people like this man and his wife are so-called Christians who give Christianity bad PR, right? Leave Christianity out of the decision you made, and you should actually take responsibility for this action, right? And it's so sad that this action is not telling on him or his wife, but it is telling on the young baby girl that was brought into this life to suffer everlasting pain for the rest of her life. And I added that if he was actually trusting God for a baby with the AA genotype, you could have just actually trusted God to change either his or his wife's genotype. I mean, that would have been an entirely different conversation.
Is that not the case of my friend?
The same God that you think would change your child, would alter nature, would have actually altered your biological composition, either yours or that of your wives. Because I don't understand how Christians have somehow used religion. Christians, individuals have used Christianity as an excuse for their brain to be suspended, right? It makes no sense in paper. It makes no sense even listening to it, that you say as a result of you abstaining from sex with you and your wife abstaining from sex for 3 years of dating, you now believe that God will reward you for my son and daughter actually did
maybe
right.
Somebody testified on the same thing. Maybe somebody testified that God changed their genotype.
Then you should have seen the video. Like, he recorded his daughter crying, and I have witnessed it. I have had witness of someone having the sickle cell crisis. I was in secondary school. Her name is Oyindamola. And it was so sad. I couldn't do anything. I was just looking at this girl, and I was just crying. She was crying and I was crying, and she was. I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is. But there's one who died last year. we just celebrated her 1 year memorial. She was a sickle cell warrior, and she was supposed to have graduated with this law. People who she was supposed to have been called to bar, but she lost her life. Like, what's all of this is for what exactly?
It's for love, it's for church.
And as one of the comments said, it's not as though information is not on our fingertips. We know all of these.
Yeah, I don't know if it's you or Ijoma that said that it should be a crime.
Yes, it should
on
be.
TV, because I don't know how a sane person like my friend who I talked about, who is a pharmacist that understands the consequences to a fault, still said that it's somebody that is AS that he wants to marry. Yes, there's an argument that AS can give birth to AA, but then that chance of giving birth to SS, how far? You know, so I think I second with you when you say it should be a crime.
They should pass it into a bill into law. That
no, they'll go and marry 1,500. That's the problem.
No, look at it, my sister. The 1,500.
Did they not do screening?
They did not screen them.
They're
finished. We're talking about another problem, but a bigger time bomb is sticking right on our heads. These are the issues. These are the issues. Someone deliberately made this mistake, and then there is another bunch of buffoons, ignorant ones at that gallantly somersaulted into the same mistake we're talking about. But then let's actually look at the picture at hand. You abstain from sex for 3 years, so in order to confuse the sex, I mean the sperm and the egg, not to produce
they are believing God.
They're believing God. Okay, as the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego of 2026, that if they enter fire, God will come and.
But you know, say that kind of miracle happen now. Waiting I go call am.
Then what are the chances that this miracle is actually going to happen?
So I heard somebody say something that okay, it was Chidera. The only side I can second with that is when she said they should have challenged God to change their genotype first. So you could have not married, you could have continued to do the bed undefiled, and then waited for God to change your genotype before getting married and having children.
By the way, the people that were present to say, "Oh, I bear witness to this wedding,"
they probably did not tell them. You know, see my friend.
That's the reason why that church that they got married should be questioned, because every church is meant to conduct medical tests.
Remember the story I said on TV about my friend who is a pharmacist who wants to get married to this girl. Guess what this guy told me? That if he comes to Nigeria, he will not tell anybody. His sister is supporting that relationship today, not knowing that this girl in question is most likely to give birth to SS.
Well, if that marriage should happen, don't forget to tell us so that we'll call him out, because these are the issues. Why are people, when it's not like you're marrying a white, because you know once you marry a Caucasian, it cancels out the whole AS thing, because it's mostly blacks that have the whole AS/AA genotype issues. But then this man now, because if this child was good, I would have said, oh, sue the hell out of your parents because they put you through this mess. But then will she even be able to live beyond the age of 23? Okay, the medications, are they affordable? The pain, everything. They didn't think
the pain.
Oh, I love you so much, but no, we can't do this. I mean, you guys could have adopted.
I know.
There's so many other options. Which one you left your bed on the farm for 3 years? Okay, he's taking accountability. Now me for take accountability before. Now me go do the mistake. No, it's not even a mistake. It's a deliberate attempt to actually punish a child that they brought into this life. Because what the heck? This child will never have a normal life ever.
Yes.
One moment she's smiling, next moment she's almost about to die, and the parents are now going to start praying again. The sobbing neighbors doing midnight prayer. God, please come and heal my child. Okay, look at the whack health system we have. Is that the same system you want to go and leave your child to the care of doctors that are overworked, stressed, and almost losing their minds? You now carry extra problem and you're adding to it. These are the issues. Me una they help government. Shouldn't government say do this one too?
And you know the funny thing is, no amount of medication will take the pain away.
Nothing.
No amount of sorry,
life.
Regret, accountability will take the pain away. This is
and
sad.
I'm not even calling this a mistake, because it is in no way a mistake. This is a deliberate attempt. You love this person so much, and then you couldn't even think straight. What could have? Woo!
Ijoma, I feel your pain. Don't worry.
It's not acceptable anywhere.
I feel your
still maintain
pain.
It should be a crime. A bill should be passed. If you are caught, you are going to jail straight.
Yes, I second with that. And every time I hear a story like this, I freeze and I shock. You know why? Because of the conversation I had with that my friend. It always freezes my bones. Like, it freezes me up, because in reality, my brain just processes the fact that I recently had a conversation with a learned person that is still thinking that God is going to change his genotype. A pharmacist, for that matter, practicing. Alone, God go save plenty people.
You go to really save plenty people, for real. But people are giving God too much work. You are giving him way too much work. Things, because he created us in his likeness and image, meaning he gave us that leak of sense to be able to discern good from bad, evil from good, so that we'll not be making silly mistakes like this. But no, of course, something that he has already given you solution for. You will still go and call him, disturbing him when he's sipping his coffee. Anywho,
when he's sipping his coffee, God and Chidera.
What do you want me to say? Because at this point, all these people are just rage baiting somebody to be saying things. So, moving on to the next story. Our very own dear Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, has come out to tell us that he has introduced what we call the Coastal Highway. Yes, the Coastal Highway Guards. So according to him, the reason for this, there are 40 in number, but with the way they introduce them, it means with time they are going to introduce more officers into the whole system. So one of the reasons why these coastal guards were introduced is maintaining presence on the highway. See that grammar. You know, I told you people that every new day I learn what's it called, new vocabulary from the Nigerian government and politicians, because they will, what is maintaining presence on the highway? They report suspicious activities. Whatever happened to CCTV camera, I don't know, but I guess they might have the best interest at heart. So some of the comments on Instagram, some were saying, okay, I hope they're not going to start tasking road users. As usual now, people go stretch hand, 200 naira, 500 naira, go exchange hand, those kind of situation. So valid concern. And then some other comments were saying, okay, why not use CCTV instead of human beings? How efficient are they to actually use human beings and as that? And funny thing, I came to walk through this coastal way, and I did not see anybody, because I was looking out to see people in this same uniform I'm seeing in this picture to say, okay, these are the coastal guards, and I still do not understand what you mean by maintaining presence on the highway. So Tobiloba says that's a strong strategic step. I am curious about the financial allocation for this project. I am too. So Austin Jacob says, watch them start setting up checkpoints soon. Exactly. Then Brown Oni says, is that the kind of CCTV cameras in other country highways? There are. Then MC Sweet says, these men, Omar Kana says, these men look hungry. Hope they won't turn to bandits on.
Very valid.
Talk with Smiley says, misplaced priorities. How many uniform men they rode already? Police, army, man o' war, road safety, VIO, and many more. It's just a whole lot. And somebody says, Mr. Castle says, salary 42,159.
It's not take home.
China Cars Eddie says, so they will start checking phones and vehicles.
Yes.
Documents. See, you see all these comments, they're very valid. Is it not Nigeria again? Something that was designed to be doing A, with one way or the other, be converted and you start doing Z.
And they have police, so they left police in a highway guard.
They said it will introduce presence. So I'm wondering what kind of presence, because I remember Dubai has one of the longest coastal highways, and they did not introduce coastal guard and introduce presence. So their presence now is they will stand on the road. If you're not passing, you see them. I see you. You see me. I'm keeping presence so that you know I'm here. Or they said they would report vandalization. And okay, if they now see those people vandalizing,
they'll collect bribe.
Exactly. And then who are they reporting to at the moment? Do they have communication gadgets to say, oh, we just caught somebody?
Yes.
What is the
police they are communicating with
for the response to come and carry the vandalizer so that it doesn't turn into chaos? Okay, are they preventing accidents? I thought that was why we have toll-free numbers. You call the emergency, the ambulance.
I feel like checking your temperature now.
Because I am hot. CCTV camera, please. is this not why it was created?
I feel like checking your temperature. We don't have thermometer here. Honest, I know they talk anything. Oh, they know they think. See, the thing is, we live in a country where our leaders don't think, and everybody that is their advisors, they need to bundle those people and also flog them. And then the people too that go to disseminate this information in the blogs and articles, they also need to catch them and flog them. Then all the people that are the idealists that will sit down and imagine that this is the solution of Nigeria, they need to catch them too and flog them, because you cannot come and be giving high temperature like this. Can you imagine? Everything she's saying is very valid, but at the end of the day, it's like empty barrel. Like you're just hitting an empty barrel, because I mean, no one is listening. Are you listening? Hello, is somebody hearing? Really? Because I mean, Nigerians have been talking and talking and talking. Social media is on fire, discussing and discussing day and night. It can't be like saying our citizens they give government sense, because it's almost like everywhere we believe face, no be even the road safe, because make it make sense that there is no rapid response system yet. Who are they reporting to? Is it police? Is it me? If I don't want to join this high fever matter, I'm going to leave it for the David Umai. Let's see how it turns out, because they know they think.
What is the budget for these officers to start with?
No. They just brought more people to extort more people.
I don't know about extortion.
Yes,
now.
I can categorically tell you
the police
logically.
Has card Vera, and I understand her point.
No, they cannot hear me. They don't have ears. They are no. I'm not expecting them to hear me. They don't have ears, because if you say the police have heard me, we'll clap. But the same police, will they hear the coastal highway guard by the time that they call and say there's vandalization going on? Where closest police station to them? How soon can they? What is their turnaround time? The people that are currently sleeping on the coastal highway road, have they cleared them? They're still there.
And they are the ones that actually
I beg.
So the presence that maintain is, once you see them like this, back, you just fear. You not do that bad thing you want to do again. I think that's the point.
I feel like they're there to restore decorum, because
amen. I said amen earlier. I'm saying amen
these
again.
These doubts that we've been talking about, they
it's
have
good
been
to have people
there
like
to,
Chidera
they are there to, you don't know what goes on in that place. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to know, because when you pass there at night, you'll be scared for your life.
That's what I'm saying.
You see some people who stand and be turning you around and say, turn to
where? That is the reason they have to be there. It's the CCTV should be there. Yes, it should be placed there at strategic points. But imagine these officers. Precious. I say Precious.
Chidera,
I'm not a benefit of doubt.
Yeah,
complaining about.
You see the benefit of that. Let me give you an example. Okay. I will give you an example. You see where Agbero will stay and be collecting money from bus conductor, and the policeman standing beside him is waiting for Agbero to finish so that he can collect his own. That's what Nigerians feel is going to happen in this case. The policemen that we have, that they should have even utilized as highway, because I mean they are complaining no fund. They are owing them salaries. Now to face a situation where they are going to owe these people same salaries, are they going to come to extort people as well? Will they mount checkpoints saying they are checking for vandalization, or they are checking for equipment that was just recently stolen 10 poles away? Will they cause havoc? I mean, see, Chidera, you are very correct, but at the end of the day, that can work in a sane country. In this country is insane. Okay, who will they report the crime to? Because are they legally recognized? Can they report crime to police, or they will conceal? So the police now, where is the closest police station to them that they are reporting to? How soon can the police come to their rescue in case of exchange of fire? All these things are very valid. My temperature right now, because I don't understand. Nigeria, anybody can sleep and wake up and implement policies, and the rate at which they implement stupid policies in Nigeria is so fast.
And the policies are always looking so fine on paper. When it comes to implementation, you call that
there is no linkage. You just realize that the structure is just the K leg in the structure is just too much.
Anyways, guys, such hot conversation. I can feel the fumes, the vapor emanating from Vera's body. Anyways, you're still plugged into What's Hot on Rhythm 93.7 FM. We'll be going on a very, very quick music break whilst we sip our coffee to regulate our temperature to what it used to be. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Your rhythm. Rhythm FM. Growing with you everywhere. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting night.
I was asking my girls what Rema used to put in his stew when he's cooking.
What did you add?
Even when the lyrics of the song not really jammed like that, the beat will cause you to move your body. Yeah. I don't know. There's this distinct feature that we've not still been able to crack when it comes to his music. Anyways, curiously, this person actually listening to the music from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was Tea by Rema. Now, Vera, what do you have for us?
Still tea.
I don't want you to film again. No, I don't have another coffee to make you calm
No, this
down.
one is something light.
All right.
So Esther Ide, of course, a religious speaker. She's questioning whether some Christians are driven more by fear of Satan than genuine love for God. She argues that some believers' prayer, fasting, and seeking God are motivated by fear and desire to solve personal problems. Ide is challenging Christians to ask themselves, if Satan did not exist, would they still believe in God? Her comments have now raised questions about whether faith should be rooted in fear or a genuine relationship with God. I'm going to take 2 comments. This is Flora Oluwole and says, watch some people take fear of God out of context now, when they know it means to revere, respect, or pay cognizance to in this context. Then this person had no correct. LeBron, if they bring Judoka inside, you've seen that meme that says, if you don't get any be Jude, you collect another person, you be Jude. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Anyways, but back to the matter here, right? Talking about Christians are moved by fear of Satan more than the love for God. To a large extent, I would agree that a lot of people, they only remember God when they're in problems, and I have conversations with a lot of people these days, and I'm like so shocked at how religion is now very selective, and when it comes to doctrine, the Bible is also, people select what they want. They just filter it and say, okay, it's either for good or for good, really. Or when they realize that they are going through challenges, they'll remember God. But when they are not going through any form of challenges, they are fine, they are okay. So when they are going through challenges, see them praying. But once for example, once they start making money, they feel like 10% is too much to pay as tithe. So the conversation around, am I even supposed to pay my tithe? Will I go to FII if I don't? We still come up. So these are doctrines, these are things that people do based off their own personal belief system, really. And most of this belief system are being driven by the fear of Satan, like she said. I would not say this for all Christians, but for so many Christians I've interacted with, especially in recent times, you could really tell that there's a touch of fear of the devil in the conversation,
more than there's touch of fear of God, right?
That I think the whole Christianity thing is now about what I can get out of it. I'm only believing in God, praying to God because He will bless me. It's not even about fear of Satan. Nobody says Satan at this point, because they will pray for that guy to die, but he just refused to die. So at this point, people are just like, okay, I am here so that God will now bless me,
right?
As against praying that, okay, just because you want to worship God, you just love Him. But then, are we to blame for this new development? Is it not you same preachers?
Yeah.
It's the same preachers that come with, if you don't do this, fire. If you don't do this, you will die. We know one church back in the days that will not let you watch TV because it is satanic and all of that.
Call it with your full chest.
Go to hellfire. It is the same preachers now. They're coming to do U-turn in 2026.
No, but let's give Kumuyi some slack. He came to take accountability
after
now.
How many years of damaging how many lives? Let's actually call it a spade, because that sin you did, it is still counting on your head. Let us be honest. It is you people. After you spoil our parents and grandparents' mind, finish. If people are coming to tell us that we are worshiping God, it's not out of fear of God, it's because of fear of Satan. Well, nobody says Satan at this point. Waiting man, they find how to guard in pocket.
So you can now say that relationship with God is now highly transactional.
Yeah,
Baba
so
God, what if you give
God
me
terms and conditions these days? God, if you not give me this, I will not do this. I will not go to church.
no be small. God, don't try.
God, I don't go do this. They go threaten God join.
Anyways, you guys, this is how we wrap up Wednesday's edition.
Chidera, your blood the
What's Hot on Rhythm 93.7 FM. I know you had the feel of the conversation from IJ's, J's to Vera to myself. We'll be coming your way again same time tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, with a much better vibe this time around. Remember that you can always watch us on TV. We'll be airing on TV tomorrow, still 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. So see you guys next time. Until then, my name is Chidera Amakanya Dio. But now you guys are supposed to know. You guys are already meant to know how to pronounce my surname correctly. Jesus. I don't want anybody to come and mispronounce my surname. My name is Chidera Amakanya Dio.
If you yeah, we want to.
But then this is people like children that will threaten God, just like as I was saying.
Now you sabi.
What do you mean by that? Anywho, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this time with us. Until I come again your way. Bye.
Definition of sorry, not sorry. So if you like, you have a nice time. If you like, don't have a nice time. Good into the society. Don't be like Nigerian government. Okay? Have a wonderful day if you can. My name is Vera Chuku. By the way, we have Rhythm FM Hit Song of the Week, and we're leaving you in the hands of Fireboy. Enjoy.
Nigerians in the diaspora. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job